So Git. Um, so there's a difference between Git and GitHub. So who can help us out? Is there anyone who wants to try? Just try. You can say any. You can say rubbish, and you would get corrected or something. Just share your opinion. What you understand so far with GIT.
Git.
I think
Okay.
Okay, I can give a try.
All right.
I think okay. Well, GitHub is a web page where Git is hosted. It is on the server side.
Okay.
While the Git is found in your local PC. You can use it in your local PC without network.
Okay. Does any other person want to try?
I
Yes.
think in summary, okay. To me, in summary, Git is like a memory card for a code.
Okay. And GitHub.
And GitHub is
GitHub is the
where we
phone.
can push whatever we have from Git to be saved.
Okay. Okay.
Can I,
Okay. Someone
can
else
I
wants to
try?
talk. All right.
Okay. As for me, I see Git as a property of a GitHub, which allows one to work with GitHub. Like whatever you code on your computer through Git, you
Okay.
can actually push or access GitHub with it.
Okay. All right. Thank you. You guys all tried, and yes, that's great. Okay. So let me just quickly explain it this way. So with Git, okay, Git is just like a software on your terminal now. Git will be installed on your terminal. If you have a new terminal, you have to install Git on that terminal. Okay, so Git, the work of Git is just to track changes. It's not doing anything. So, for example, now all the deleting, if I have Git installed on this terminal now, so all the deleting, all the editing that I did on this Emacs one. So let me see the YouTube Emacs 111. So remember, we have two files. You know, this file 2 was containing a lot of data before, and then we removed it. So all those changes, Git will just help us keep track with them. It will like store those changes, because it will store those changes in that file. It will let us see the previous, where we are coming from, and where we get where we are at the moment. So for example, you are coding on a mobile app, for example, and then the first day you did the header file, or you did this, you probably you did first 20 lines, you deleted line 17, you continued another 50 lines. So Git will just help you keep track with those changes that you are making. Okay, so Git would help you. So the GitHub, just let me just use that name Git. So there are other platforms that are like GitHub. GitHub is just a place for you to now store all your codes. For example, I'm working on a file named file 1, right? File 1 has 10 line of code, for example. So Git will just help me track all those changes. That's all. But GitHub is where I can then save this file. I can save it on the cloud, right there, so that other people can work with me on it as well. GitHub can serve as a collaboration platform where, so two people can be working on one file at the same time. 10 people can be working on one file at the same time. 50 people can be working on one file at the same time. One project. So GitHub stores those files. Then Git would help you just keep track of all the changes made on the file. Okay, so I don't know if anyone has question with that.
I have a question.
Okay, okay.
Okay, how about can we also make edits on the GitHub itself? And
Ye-
if edits are made on the GitHub, will the Git actually track them as well?
yes. Hold on. Okay, there's something I need to chip in for the, what's it called, for the Emacs that we did now. I'm supposed to go through the tax on ALX, which I forgot. So I don't know if we would still do that. So back to your question. So on GitHub, yes, you can change, you can edit the code on GitHub directly. Okay, you can do that directly. So the thing is, for example, I have file one containing 10 code. I pushed it to GitHub, so it is now on GitHub. Then I went to GitHub and I pushed two more lines of code inside, so it's now 12 lines of code. But on my local laptop here, I'm having 10 lines of code. So there's a difference between the file on my laptop and the file on my um, GitHub. So now it's I want to use one analogy. Okay, so remember that you are doing git push from here. You are pushing all this file to GitHub. So now we are in. You will now reverse the case and say, okay, you are now git pushing from GitHub to your local, so that your local laptop or local system or can have that file. Okay, that changes. So instead of saying git pull from your local, you will now do git pull, telling you that pull. So if I do git pull for file one, now I'm pulling file one. So I'm saying that pull all the changes on GitHub to my local PC. So when I do git pull, it will download everything, and then I would have that extra two lines of code on my system and then continue working.
I didn't understand that.
I'm not talking to you. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
Okay, good. So that's that. So should we go through the Emacs task or continue with Git?
Continue with you.
Should we continue with Git?
Yes,
Yes,
you can
continue with
continue with it.
Okay, good. So let's just go through the resource straight, uh, because it will help explain better. Let's expand on where's Git, Git. Okay, so good. So always try and do your optional task, because they will help you, because there are some times that your real task, it will be hard for you to complete, and then the optional would give you edge to have better score. Okay, so the first one is, okay, what is Git, what is GitHub, what is different between Git and GitHub, how do you create a repository. I think you should know that by now. So let me just open a GitHub account here to explain some things. I've typed in GitHub. I don't know why it's still okay. GitHub is fine. It's still hanging. Okay, good. So if you want to create a repository, just click on this, and then your repository, click on your repository, and then a new one, click on new, and then type in the name of the repo you want. Let's say new underscore git, new git. Okay, you can add a description. This is a tutorial okay, and then you can add a readme file from GitHub itself, and then add files. Git ignore. These are files that you want Git to ignore and all that. You can leave them for now, and then you create that repository. Okay, so once you create the repository, okay, you'll be given two type of codes. Okay, one is SSH and one is HTTP. Okay, and these two codes you can use them to clone. The one you were given on this task was the HTTP one. You can also use the SSH code. So if you want to use the SSH code, I think if you notice that the commands here are changing as I'm clicking on this. You see, so for HTTP is the one you use. Okay, let's go back to the task. Where is it? Okay, so we've done how to create repo for now. So but just have it in mind that you would need this stuff. It's nothing serious. You can know it offhand. It's just github.com, your username, and then the name of that repository.git. And also this one, the SSH is just having git at github.com, and then double colon, username, and then name of the repository. So it might take time for you to master all this. So just copy them, and then you paste them whenever you want to put it on your system. So basically what you are doing here is that a repository is just like a directory. Let me put it like a directory. So you've created a directory on GitHub, and then you come to your damn, this thing is disconnected. Am I still with you guys?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. I think this thing is disconnected. Okay, I'm connected back. Okay, so it's as if repository is as if I created a folder, which is the directory here, and then to clone it, when you are cloning, it means you are bringing that folder that you download, and then you want to put it here. You want to put it part of this list so that you can put any code inside that folder and then put it on GitHub back. Do you understand this part? Do you understand what I just explained?
Yes.
Yes. So that's basically what you are doing. You are creating like a folder here. Cloning it means you are bringing it to your system, and then you can put anything inside that folder. As far as inside the folder, once you do your git push, you push that thing to that particular folder. So you can have up to 10 repository and clone everything. It's just that you have 10 folders here. So once you go into a particular one, let's say you are working on 10 projects with different people. You are working with MTN, you are working with T-Mobile, you are working with MasterCard. You have all their repositories. Then you can do anything on MTN's folder, on MasterCard's folder, on T-Mobile's folder, and then you push them independently on GitHub. So you might be working with teams of people. So you guys will clone those repository on your system, and then work on the parts you need to work on, push it, and then they push their own inside as well. And then if you need to work on their own code, then remember that if you need to work on their own code, for example now, let's say this is a GitHub repository, Emacs 111. Okay, and then I did this file 1, and then I have a partner who is working on file 2. So remember, file 2 will not be here. Okay, so I will only have file 1 on my own laptop. So when I push it, the GitHub folder would have file 1. When he does his own too, the GitHub folder will have file 2. So I will have file 1, it will have file 2, but the GitHub will have 2 files. But if I want to work on file 2 now, I will have to download it on my own system by doing git pull what is there. So once I do git pull, I will have this one automatically. I can work on it, push it back, and you can download it too. You can download my own and then work on my own, push it back. So that's the collaborative work with GitHub. So do we understand that to this part? Should we continue?
Yes, let's continue.
Okay, good. So what is a readme? So a readme file is needed to tell what a particular folder is all about. Okay, so for example, okay, so for example, let me see the out. Let me clear the screen. Okay, let's say this is a repository. Okay, so cd, we go into Emacs 111. Okay, and then inside Emacs 111 we have another file, another folder called, probably Emacs is a company, and then we are working on the company has a bank and has an hospital. Okay, so we have two folders inside their project. We have their bank, let's say bank app, and then we have their health app. My stuff is hanging. Am I still with you guys? It's frozen here. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, my system is frozen. Okay, it's back. Okay, so let's list. So now I have their bank app, their health app. I can enter this health app folder or directory and then put all those codes inside. Enter bank app and put bank app codes inside. Okay, so in your subsequent task, you would have a particular okay, I think we've even done one on Git so far. You have a particular repository and then you have different folders inside. So the readme file would tell so if I want to, let's say the health app is not really health app. For now, health app, you know that it deals with health. But what if instead of health app I called it QQQ? Okay, let's say we have QQQ too now. So what does QQQ stands for? So the readme would help you explain. It's just a file to explain what that folder is all about. Okay, so this one will have a readme file, this one will have a readme file, this one will have a readme file. Even Emacs itself, which is the company, okay, will add a readme file inside. So to add a readme file to this Emacs, I will first enter Emacs, right, and then I will then I can use my VI to write inside my readme. Then I'll write readme.md. But we are using, we've done Emacs so far, so we are using Emacs. Let's use I'm used to Emacs, a VI. So we can use Emacs to write inside this readme file about this Emacs folder. Do you understand to this point before I continue?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So now I press enter. So I want to create a readme file for people to read, to know what Emacs is all about. So when I press Emacs 111 is all about. So inside the readme, I'll say Emacs 111 is a company that has a lot to offer. They have a bank app that makes you transact at zero fee, and health app to track your body temperature. Oh, I wrote bossy. Anyway, it is body I wanted to write. And then a QQQ app to track something anonymous. The thing is, it doesn't have to have all the file name and everything inside, but it's just to give you brief explanation of what Emacs is all about. Okay, you can just write it, and it can be anything. You can write anything inside, but majorly it's a good practice to have a readme file to work with. The thing is, ALX will always make sure that you are putting in all your tasks. You have to have a readme file. It's not like if you don't have a readme file, your code will not work. It will work, but they want to make sure you have the best kind of practice. So by having a readme file, you see this Emacs is auto saving already. Okay, so that's just that. So you have to have that, and then to quit it, Control S, Control save, Control S, Control C, and then we are back here. Okay, so when we do ls, you see our readme file. So when we push this thing, the readme file would stand out, and then the person would see the content of the readme. Okay, so the person would see that the Emacs file is this, what it is a company, blah blah blah. The person would see the content. Okay, so if we create a bank app as well, so if we move to the bank app and press enter, we'll create another readme file too. Emacs readme.md, and then this is the bank app that makes you transact at zero fee. Okay. Oh, I pressed escape. Oh, mistake. Control X, Control C, Control S, Control C. Okay, good. So when I do ls, you see that the bank app has the readme already. So the person would know what this bank app is all about with the readme. So the readme is important for you to put in on your folders that you are creating, or your repository that you are creating in Git. So that's basically what readme tells more. It gives more information about a particular directory or a particular repository on your work. So do you have any questions so far?
Yeah, please. Where inside Emacs README, I want to ask, can't you use cd readme.md?
No. Can anybody answer that question?
Why, please?
I think If you say that readme is not a directory, it's a file.
Yeah. The thing is, you can't do cd. Okay, let me go out of this place. Okay, so for example, let's say I want to create a readme for health app. Okay, health app does not have readme. Let's go into health app. Okay, health app, enter. Okay, and I list the content. I'll see that health app does not have any content, and I want to create a readme file. I can't do cd readme .md. cd is only used to, like the English I used for it yesterday, open a folder and folder a directory. So you can only use it to open a folder. So if that inside this health app I have a folder called readme.md, then I can use cd to open it. But now I'm not opening a directory, I'm creating a file, and the name of the file is called readme.md. So I can, it's a good question would have been, can I just create a readme with touch? Which is yes. You can also use your readme, you can use your touch to create a file readme.md and press enter. It will work, and then when I list it, it will put it there. But the thing is, it won't have any content in it. If I cut the readme.md, sorry, and then enter, you see that it doesn't have any content in it. So, and a readme has to have content in it. So I can use my Emacs to then write into this readme.md. Emacs readme.md. Okay, then I can say,
Okay, please. Thank you.
this is it the hospital one? Medical Control S, Control save, Control S, Control C. Okay, so with this, when I do ls, oh, this Emacs that created this rubbish. Let's remove it. Okay, if I view this readme.md now, and I do cat readme.md, and I press enter, you see that it contains this is the medical app to track your temperature, and then back to our command. Okay, so let us go. So I don't know, do you understand now?
Yes, please. Thank you very much.
Okay, good. Yesterday I talked about different CD. So I talked about CD dash. CD dash will make you go to where you are coming from before. So I'm coming from health app, so it took me back to health app. If I do CD dash again, it will take me back to Emacs 1, Emacs 111. Okay, if I do CD dash again, it will take me back to health app. CD dash Emacs 111. Okay, clear. And then CD dot dot will just take you back to the directory, to the parent directory before this. Okay, so if I do cd dot dot, it will take me there. If I do cd dash, it will take me back to the front. Cd dot dot, take me back. Okay, so just know that one as well. Okay, so that's that for the readme. And then how to write a good readme. This one is just telling you that a good readme should contain a meaningful thing about that particular project you are writing. So how to commit, how to write helpful commit message, how to push code, how to blah 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 and blah blah blah. So just quickly do that. Okay, so for this, let me open a file. This is the ALX pre-course that you guys did, and okay, you see, this is the ALS precourse, right? So this is the readme inside that ALS precourse. Okay, let me quickly just seed into that ls. So can you see the ALS precourse has a readme file already? Okay, and that readme file is what, once I open it, I can see that, okay, normally it's supposed to have details of that particular folder, but because it's your first one, so they just said you should use this word, okay, to write your readme file. Okay, so if I should move into this .git too is supposed to have a readme file. Let's list it. Can you see git also has a readme file? Okay, so not, if you even move to bash too is supposed to have a readme file to know what is inside bash. So the git has a readme file. Let's see what is inside the readme file. This is my first directory on git. So the first directory you created was ox01 git. That's why they said this is my, you see, the readme explains what that folder is all about. Okay, so that's that for that. And okay, I wanted to do something. So this is the readme. If I click on this ALS precourse, you see ALS precourse to has another readme. Okay, and then the readme would always come out on its own again. This is my first directory on git. Okay, so that's that. I wanted to do something. What did I want to do? Okay, yes, I remember. So look at this commit message. We are going to commit. Okay, commit message. Commit message is to remember that you can work with so many people on GitHub, right? You can share one, you can be working on a project. Okay, so the commit message would give information on your last change, what you did last. Okay, so for example, let's say I opened, let me open this bash. Okay, so this is a code. Okay, let me explain like this. Okay, so we have bash, and normally bash 2 is supposed to have readme, though I don't know why ALX did not say you should add readme to it. Anyway, so let's say we are inside bash already. I'm trying to explain the commit. So let's say this, I created a file called school, and then that's all. Okay, once I create the file on my terminal, okay, let me list it. Let me cd into bash, cd bash. Let me clear. Okay, so I created a file. Now I'm working on a project. I created a file called school. Okay, I did touch school, and then I want to push it to my GitHub, for example. Now, so I've done git add. That's add what I'm using git. Remember, git is to track all the changes. Git now know that you've made some changes on your by adding an extra. So for example, now let me just work on this place. Okay, so let me say I created a file called school. We have bank. I don't know why I'm using bank and money. Okay, so let's say we created a file called bank. I'll delete, remind me to delete this bank from this stuff. So now remember that the bash has 98 ALX and bank and school, but does not have bank. Okay, 98 ALX and school, it does not have bank. Where is it? Okay, yes. So now I want to push this bank is empty. I want to now add it to this place, right? So all I will do is I'll do git add dot, enter. Okay, so I'm saying this dot is saying that add everything inside this bash. Okay, so if I don't want to, let's say I have bank and I have, what's the other one we were doing, health. Okay, let's say I did touch health. Okay, and I do ls now. So we have bank and health. These are the two apps I just created. I want to push this bank there, but I don't want to push this health. So I'll say git add only bank. I'll put bank, and then this one will add only bank. If I use this full stop will add everything inside. That's the present directory that I am in. Okay, this dot means that present directory, so it will add everything. But if I want to add just school, and probably let's say we don't have ALX there before, I'll do git add bank and then ALX. Okay, this will work. Can you see it work? No error. Once you don't see any error, it means it worked. Okay, so let us git. I've done so many git add now. So I'm using git that tracks changes. I'm saying git add bank. Sorry, git add bank. So now I've done that. So the git commit itself, I do git commit message. So this git commit is just to give you the last, readme gives overall. Commit message will give the last changes you made. Why did you do that? I'll say, then I can open a quote, single quote, and say this is an empty for bank. Okay, this is an empty file created to hold the codes for the bank app, and then I close it. This I can use double quotes or single quotes. Okay, so git commit message, I said git commit, so I'm saying that it should, for this bank, okay, it should write this thing as the message beside it. This is it here, the message beside it. So once the person sees bank here now, the person will see what that bank is about, or the last thing I did for that bank if I do that git commit. Okay, so if I do git add dot, okay, remember that I did not make any changes here. So git will know that I only made changes on bank and health. Okay, so if I do git add dot and I do a commit message, that commit message would stand for all those files that I made changes on. So commit message will go to bank and commit message will go to health. If I slightly edit this ALX too, this commit message will stand for all. Okay, will stand for all that files that I made changes on. Okay, so now I'm saying git add bank, you should add bank alone. Okay, and then git commit and then this, and then I press enter. So git will tell us that this is an empty file. Okay, that's the commit message we gave it. We say one file changed, because we did not add it, though we have two files here, but because it's only one file that we are adding, it's saying that we one file changed. We did not deleted anything, we did not insert anything inside that file, and then one file changed, created more about it, and then this is the path to the file, and then it brought us back here, and then we can then do git push to push that thing, and then we are done. So if I should reload this place now, you see that we have bank alone, and say this is an empty file created to hold the code for the bank app. Can you see? Okay, so if let me now create let me clear remember on this folder we have bank and health, but health is not showing. Okay, so let's say I now do, are you guys with me?
Yes.
Okay, good. Hope you are not lost.
No.
Okay, good. So touch power. Okay. I'm not saying you turn flash light on. Okay, I said touch. So my phone is turning flashlight on. Okay, good. So so far we have this 1, 2, 3, and 4. We don't have health and power. So if I do git add everything here, git will know that I have added 2 extra files. Okay, and then I do git commit, and I said the message should be, that M means message. The message should be I will, this file is file to be deleted. Okay, and I enter and I do git push and I press enter. So I've pushed that. What I did is I said added everything inside this place, and then everyone that I did, okay, that I did changes on, I put this commit message to them and I push them. So let us reload. F5. Can you see? We have school and power and health. Sorry, power and health. Sorry, and then you see power and health both have file to be deleted because they are the one. If, for example, now let me add something to health, something to power, and something to bank, and then I'll give them the same, just one commit message. I'll make one commit message. You see that it will change all the commit message here to that particular one that I did. So if I want to give each different commit message, I will have to do git add the name of that particular file, and then do git commit and add it. Do git add name of the particular file, commit add, like that. You understand? So let me just clear the screen and do ls. Sorry, ls, and then emacs bank, and let me just say this is the bank app. Ctrl X, Ctrl C, Ctrl S, Ctrl C, and then I do emacs power, and I do enter. This is the power app. Ctrl S, Ctrl C, and I do emacs health. This is the health. What did I just press? Okay, so we've done 3 changes. Remember that which one? The bank has a different commit message before, right? Look at it. It has a different. These 2 has, but we've edited the 3. Okay, then we now do git add everything that is inside this folder. Okay, and then git commit -n. The message should be new update as at 4 of 2023, and I do enter and I do git push. Remember, git with taking track, so git knows that 3 files has 3 insertions already. Okay, and then the commit message is new update as at this. So git push, enter. and then let's reload F5. You see, everything has new update as that. New update as that. So if we want it to have different commit message, then we have to git add it one by one. But because we've not make any changes now, it will tell us nothing to commit because there's nothing to change. Okay, nothing has been changed because the commit message is for the changes you've made. Okay, so let's say let me clear this screen now. Let's say on the bank app now, and I'll do Emacs Bank. I added something. Let's say I added okay, send me some cash please, thank you for the cash sent, and then you press your Ctrl X, Ctrl save, Ctrl S, Ctrl C. You know, I've edited this bank, right? But the rest are still intact, right? So if I do git add, I can do git add bank, okay, or git add everything inside this directory, and then git commit. Let me just use all those my old. I'm using my arrow up key to enable this. New update. Send me money on bank. Let me use that. Send me money with bank app. Okay, so this is the commit message I gave it. Git knows that we've changed something inside one file, and then we've done 5 insertions inside that file, and then deletion, we've not deleted anything. Okay, so then if you do git push, okay, so bank app, right? So this is the bank app before, and then if I reload this page, and then you see send me money with the bank app, and then the content, you see that it has that thank you for the send cash, send me blah 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 blah. Let's go back here, and then, yeah. So that is that on that. So do we have any questions so far? I think we've done this, so we are here already. So it just remain this place, and then this branching is what used to confuse most people, and that will be where we end it, and then we'll go through the project and see. So we'll talk about the pool and the branching, and that will be all. So any other person, any questions? Sorry.
I have a question.
Okay. Ouch.
Since I saw you actually made those changes on Emacs.
Yes.
Can you also make those changes directly using echo and with the greater than sign right there on the terminal?
Yes.
Just change it once there.
Yes, you can. So
Okay.
let me just make an example. So let's say the power cd echo I am powerful. So my powerful is not correct, but let's just use it like that. I am powerful into power, right? This will delete everything inside power and replace it with I am powerful that I wrote. Okay, so I'll do git add everything. Git will know that I only changed the content of power. Okay, and then git commit, and then the one I changed, make changes on, that's where the commit will go to. Commit message is power. and then so Git knows that one file change, one insertion has been done inside power. Okay, I know the commit message power, and then I'll do git push. Done. So let's go and check F5 power, click on it, and you see I am powerful. And then if I go back, you see that commit message is power. Can you see? So does anyone still have another question? Does anyone have another question? Is that all? Okay, good.
Yes, that's all.
All right. So now, let's say we are on GitHub now, and then someone is working on power as well, and then the person has pushed something else, and then the person, the content of power has now changed. So I am powerful, and I am romantic. How many of you are romantic here? And then I am godly. Okay, so let's say we have that. So you're saying commit changes. You see, you have to put a commit message to the last changes you did. Okay, so let's say I did this from GitHub. Sorry. Okay, commit changes. So we are done. So when we go back, the power is now having I did this with from GitHub. So it's just as if we did all those things on terminal. We've edited it. But remember now that the one on this place doesn't have that I am romantic blah 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 for power. Okay, so in order to have that, we have to pull what is here. We'll pull what is here and pull it down there, because if you go ahead and write something inside this power and you try to push it, there will be conflicts between, there will be difference between this power and this, and then it will start giving you error. Okay, we'll talk later on how to fix that error, but for now let's just git pull. So once you do git pull, okay, that's you're saying download everything on GitHub and put it on my local machine, and then press enter. You see you should see it's telling you now that there is 2 insertion inside power. Okay, there is 2 insertion inside power, and then now if I do ls and then cat power, sorry, you see I am romantic, I am godly. So we have that on our system now. So do we understand that? There's something I wanted to explain. I think I will remember, Sha. Right. So does anyone have any question so far? Anybody?
Yes, I have one
Okay.
question.
Okay.
When it's asking for a password, so
Yeah.
if I want to get rid of that message, like I don't want it to ask me
To
for
ask you to
password now.
yeah, there are ways to do that.
Is
I would show you probably. After the class I will send the process to you.
okay, thank
Yes.
you.
All right.
Please, you send it to me too, please.
I'll send it
I'm
to
sorry,
the
I kind of slept off. I just woke up. I don't want to drag people back. So please,
All right, no problem.
thank you.
All right. So that's how to pull. Okay. So how to create a branch. So the branching is where how to work as a collaborator on a project, which file should and which file should not appear in the repo. Okay. So you see this collaboration, would skip it for now because you didn't use it in this task, and you won't be using it probably in the next 2, 3, 4 or 1 month. Okay, so let's skip this. So is this branching that will explain now. And before I go to branching, let me just quickly explain this make a file not appear in the repo. Okay, so back to terminal. So let me remove all those. Okay, let me still leave them. Okay, so let's say we have a file called password. Yes, Emacs password. And then this one will say password 1 2 3 4. This admin password. That's wait as wait. And then this one is the orders password, and this one is the group password. Okay, and then Ctrl F, Ctrl Z, and then Ctrl C. Okay, so we created a file called password now. Okay, we want to push everything here, but we want to make sure that this password is not pushed to GitHub. Okay, so what we'll do is, remember, can anybody help me with a command to view hidden files as well? Those here yesterday we talked about commander list
ls space minus, I'm not sure if it's A or L. I think it's A.
Okay, A would show hidden files, L will make it in long format. So if I just do ls-l, all these 98 blah blah blah, it will list them in long format. Okay, this is 98 ALX blah blah blah. So if I do ls-a, it will show me hidden files, and hidden files are the ones that start with dots. Okay, so we have 2 hidden files here. Okay, so ls-a, so I can now do ls-al or la to list the hidden files in long format. Okay, so we have just 2 hidden files here. Okay, and these 2 hidden files, they are directory. You can look at them. They are color blue. And to know that, if you do the long format, directories start with D, files starts with dash. Okay, so that's that. So and I explained all these jargons yesterday as well, so you can just watch the video and you understand. I'm not sure if, okay, I think it should be in the video because we didn't start recording on time. So so what do we want to do? Okay, what was the last file I created? I can't remember. Can someone help me? I think I'm lost.
Password.
Okay, password. Yeah, thank you. I just remember. I know the last part where it was clear. So we don't want Git to push this password, right? So what we'll do is we'll create a file called .gitignore. Git and then ignore. Okay, we want Git to ignore this file. Then we'll press enter. So once you press enter, you type in those files inside that Git ignore. Control F, Control C, Control D. Okay, so ls, remember we still have our password here, but if we do ls dash a, we have our .git ignore now. Is because it is invisible, and we've added that it should not push password. Let's see if this one works, because I hardly use git ignore. Let me see. ls, so git add dot git commit, and the message should be git ignore files including password. And then git push. Okay, let's see if this one works anyway. So we did it inside the bash, right? F5. Okay. Password. Can you see that we don't have password here?
Yes.
Yes. So if we open our git ignore, you see that password is there's a file called password that it has ignored. Okay, so that's basically it. Git ignore will make you ignore a particular file. So we can be storing our password there, and then we will not push it to the public to see, or even if it's a private repository. Let me plug this thing. Even if it is a private repository, it will not push it here. So git ignore is used to ignore those files. So you can list as many files you want. So let's say I can just go back here. What are those? Let me clear it. So bank health and power, and then Emacs dot git ignore, and then say bank, enter, health, enter, and power. And then I do git add, git commit. My commit message should be including password, bank, health, and power. And then you see that it says git ignore includes. Okay, this is the commit message, and then we have 4 insertion inside that dot git ignore, right? And then we do git push, enter. Okay, done. So go back here. We are saying it should ignore those files. Let's see if it does. I just reload it. Why is it not ignoring it? Maybe because it is. Okay, I know why. Okay. The reason why it's not ignoring it so far is because these ones are already there before. We didn't make any changes. If we made any changes to the files, for example, inside this else, if I had additional stuff inside and then push it, git ignore will make that changes not appear inside this power. Let's see this dot git ignore and see. Okay, the bank are there. Let me just do it one more time. Let's create a file called ignore1, enter, and let's list it. We have ignore1, so let's tell it not to Emacs git ignore and then I put ignore one. So I'm telling it not to show ignore one. Git add git commit git ignore git ignore one. Enter. Git push. And then come back here. You can see we don't have that ignore one here. And then if I go back to this place, you see I have my ignore one. If I come back, I don't have ignore one. So this school contains the school part of what we did. Okay, power contains 3 lines of code. So let us add one more line and see if what I said would happen, because I hardly use ignore, or probably it's just you have to initialize it from start. So we'll know now. So ls power, right? Power. Okay. Emacs power. Enter. So let's add. Let's see if it's will ignore. Okay, and then Ctrl S, Ctrl S, Ctrl C, and then git add. Git commits, git ignore, last line of power. And then git push. And then let's see and see. F5. Okay, so it didn't ignore. So I think for ignore to work, you have to initialize it from start. Okay, so it's not ignoring. So ignore is only working for files that you've not pushed yet. Okay, so if you don't want to push a particular file, you have to initialize which file should and which file should not appear in your repo. So using the git ignore from start would not. If you use it after, it would still appear. So I don't know if you have any questions. Let me know. I know most people will be sleeping by now already.
I'm still here.
Okay.
I'm here.
All right.
I'm here, but my battery might go off anytime.
Yeah, I get. Okay. So does anyone have any questions so far? Then we'll just go to the branching and then we'll go through the code the stuff.
I have a question.
Okay.
Okay, the same way you actually, created a file using Emacs,
Yes.
Writing the name of the file you want to ignore
Yes.
on Emacs. Can you also do it straight in your GitHub
Yes, you create
file
a
there?
yes.
And then, okay.
You create a file, the .git ignore, and then you would initialize the file name inside .git ignore. Okay, then you can then write anything inside that file. I don't know if I answer your question. You can re-ask if it's not answered.
Okay, like the way you wrote the name of the file you want to ignore using the emacs dot git ignore, like on the terminal.
Yeah, the
I'm
thing is,
asking, yeah, can you still do the same, like straight inside your GitHub, the GitHub
that
application?
yes,
Can
that's what
you do
I'm
it?
saying.
Yeah,
That you add a file, okay, and then you call that file .git ignore. Once you create that file, then you now enter that file and then type in those stuff that you want it to ignore. Okay, so if I want
okay,
it to
okay.
ignore a new file called Samson, I'll just type Samson into this space, commit changes, ignore, update, ignore Samson. So I've added Samson to it. I'll just come here and do git pull for that .git ignore to have Samson in it. It's showing that .git ignore now. So yeah. So if I should create a file called Samson now, enter. Hopefully, git ignore should ignore that file. Okay, ls, and then let's git push it. Git add, git commit, ignore something. Sorry. Git push. Oh, I didn't press my ignore very well. Nothing to commit. It's even writing nothing to commit because we've already ignored Samson. Git push. Everything up to date. So if we still reload it, come back to git bash and reload F5. You see that we don't have Samson. But on our terminal, hey, I almost closed it by mistake. ls, we have Samson. So all you need to do is just come here, add your file .git ignore, name the file you want to ignore, and that's it. Once you create that file, it will ignore it. So let me know if you still have any question.
Thank you.
Yeah. Is that all for now?
Yeah, that's all. That's all.
Okay, so let's go to the last part of Git, which is the branching. Okay, but before that, let me delete all this stuff that I created here. So delete. Let me clear my screen. ls remove. Sorry, remove bank, remove else, remove ignore one, remove password, remove power, and remove. Okay, I think that's all. So and then ls-a, we should remove our dots. Okay, it remains Samson and dot ignore. Remove dot ignore. Sorry, git, remove git ignore and remove Samson. ls-a. So this is what we had there before. So let's clear. So branching now. So branching is quite simple. Let me say simple, but it's not that simple. So let me push this git add git commit updated and then git push. It's showing that I've deleted the file .git ignore.dev blah blah blah. Git push. Okay, so if we reload this, so we are back to where we started from. My personal outfit. Okay, so that's clear. Okay, so to the to Git, if you look at this repository, we have a repository called master. Okay, and then we have update script, a repository called update script. Update script has been created on GitHub. It has been created on our terminal in the task already. We were told to create a branch called update script. So for branching, what GitHub does is that or Git and GitHub together, everything. So what branching would help you to do is, okay, for example, let's say we have some files, 98 ALX and school, okay, and then we have 90, a file called 98. You are working on a file called 98. Okay, so you did Emacs 98 and then you are working on it and then you push it to GitHub. Okay, but let's say you are there are like 4 people working on this project. Okay, and then you probably there are some junior developers working on the project with some senior developers. Okay, so what they do is they create branches for these people. So the junior developer will have a branch, like everybody working will have branches, and that branches is will make the person code without disrupting what is here. Okay, so it's just like how will I explain it? Let me just see if Google will help me out in explaining this. Git branching. So after this class you can just watch probably a video on Git branching, but let's see. So in Git, branches are a part of your everyday development process. Git branches are effectively a pointer to a snapshot of your changes. So for example, let's look at these pictures. Okay, so this is your main code. Look at it. The picture is not clear, but let me click on it. My back is aching. I've been sitting for long. Okay, so this is the main branch. Look at it. This is the main code you are coding on. Okay, this is the main code you are coding on. You are coding. So you have two. Can you still see my screen? I think I.
Yeah, you can. I can.
Yeah.
Okay, I created so many tabs mistakenly. Okay, good. Let's come back here. Yeah, yes. So let's say you are 2 working on it. First, you started the project. You wrote this line of code, and then you wrote another set of code. So let's say every line is 20 codes. You wrote 10 codes, another 10 codes. So you now created a branch for yourself. So that branch is like you created another folder for yourself to continue that code. So when you create a branch for yourself, you still have access to this 20 code. Okay, so when you have a branch, it's like you copied the files to this place. So you add another code to it, making 30, and then you add another code to it, making 40. Okay, so if they now like what you added, you can then use this branch to join the main branch back. Like you can, okay, I think they started from here. Actually, they started from here. So the code started here. It has 10 line of code, and then there's someone here who added some codes, and then joined his own code to the master. Okay, so it's still the same code but different people working on it. So this one went, this is the main code, and then this person did these codes, and then here you merge that branch with this master. This is a branch, this is a branch. You can have so many branches, and then you have only one master. So the branch is a code that is not part of the master already, so it's just a code. So if you are if you want to use a particular code for a particular, like bank app for example, this is the code you are using. So the person had made some changes to the code using branch, because if you do mistake on why branches are important is because of mistakes. Because for example, you've written this code and then you went to now edit the code and now destroy the code. As a junior developer for example, you went to scatter it. Okay, it will now give you another problem. Okay, so instead of scattering this one, you would first inoculate it and then scatter what you want to scatter. I don't know. So if you scatter it and you don't like it, you can delete this one. This one still remains. But if you remodernize the code and then everybody is impressed with it, then they will tell you to push it to the main. So that code is now a main code now. Okay, so probably a senior developer also continued that main code and made another changes to it. Another person pulled these changes that you've made, pulled it here, made his own changes, because the person did not want to destroy what you guys have been building. The person made changes, maybe there's error here, the person fixed the error, and then the person merged it again to the main, and then it continues like that. And then this is the main, and then another person worked on the main. So the main is, the branches are just there so that you don't make silly mistakes on the main, because coding takes time and everything like that. Single mistake can cause so many errors. So the branching would isolate it, make you make changes, and then add it to the main stuff. So let's see. When you want to add a new feature to, I want to see if there's a proper Git branches explained. There's a, so that you would understand. Branching means you diverge from the main line of development and continue to do work without messing with the main line. Like I told you, so that you will not mess with it. Just take your own, go and work it, and then when you are done and we see that it is okay, then we can now merge it with the main as the main line. So let's see if there's another English that will help us. The Git branch commands let you create, list, rename and delete branches. Okay, this one is talking about the command. Branches allow developer to work on different features, issues, or bug fixes without affecting the project's main code base. Okay, so this place is just trying to tell us that branches now, for example, the person wants to, you have a main code here, and then this person just want to work on a particular part. The person can pull it, work on that part, add that part to the code. Okay, so this is a code. The person want to add a new design to the footer of a code. So the person added it, and then without messing with the main code, isolate it, add it. If the person make mistake, the person can delete it. It doesn't concern the main one. But once the person is done and it is certified to be okay, then it can be merged to it, and then the code continues. Let's see this place also. Okay, this diagram visualizes a repository with two isolated lines of different, one of them for a little blah blah blah. Okay, you can just go on your own and read this probably when you're done. I think you understand better when after being explained to. So I don't know if you have any question with this, let me know, so that we can just go into navigating through branches and then we'll do the task. Does anyone have a question? Hope everybody is not sleeping.
We are not.
No.
Okay,
Can
okay.
continue.
All right, good. So back to GitHub. And close it. Okay, so I would have loved to have a new one to mess up with. Anyway, so if you look at this, is the master code, right? This is the codes on the master. So there's a branch here. Okay, if you look at let's look at it again. Let me go back to the master now. We are back to the master. Let me close this place. Close. Okay, we have so many with me. Okay, let me navigate back to this place and close as well. I want to explain something. So if you look at this update script, it has the code of the master, and also look at it has JS. And if you look at the master does not have JS. It has everything but does not have JS. This is telling you that the person on the update script is working on a file called JS. So if JS is now accepted, the person can then merge it with master. You can merge it with master. Master is the one everybody is working on with. Everybody is pulling from. Okay, so this one is a branch. This one is the master default. You can see. So this update script, you are the one that would rename it yourself. You give it any branch name. So the person called it update script, which is what we did, and then master is a default name. It comes with it. Okay, so if we move to the new repository I created, profile, and I clicked on where's the repository? This one, new Git. Okay, because I haven't cloned it yet, so it's having this. Let's go to the file. Transition this. Okay, it is empty. It's an empty repository. What should we do? I don't want to clone it, because even the access token, I'm not sure I saved it somewhere at all, so it will be kind of hard to clone. or push. Okay, unless I create another one which will affect the previous stuff I have. Anyway, uh, so I was explaining branching. There's another word, fork, but this one you would learn it later. Repositories. Let's go back here. So defaultly, if you have a new repository, your master branch isn't protected. Protect this branch from force pushing or deleting. Yeah, this one is telling you that because master is known to be very very crucial. So even GitHub is telling me that you might go and delete something mistakenly or push something mistakenly. In order not to do this, you should protect your branch. So you would I don't think KLX would tell you to do all those stuff for now. So language is shell. Okay. Okay, so so what do we want to do now? Okay, we want to navigate through. So back to the course. So that's basically what branching is. And git, scroll down to create a branch, to merge branches. So how to create a branch now and how to merge it. So you will create a branch where it will duplicate all the things inside main. You can add anything to it and then you merge that branch to the main. Okay, so that's what we want to do now. Okay, so yeah. So it will have been nice for me to create a new repository and all those things, and we'll be able to keep track with it with GitHub. What do you think? Should we do it? Should we do that, or we should just do it on the terminal? I was thinking of
Let's do it. I think we should do it on the terminal.
we should just do it on terminal.
No, create a new repository.
Okay, we should.
Okay.
All right. Okay, because I don't have my access token, so I have to create a new access token. Settings. So just use this to get how to create access token. If you don't, then you go to developer settings, then access token, then token classic. Someone created this fine grain token and it was the person was not able to push her work to GitHub. So, and she kept on shouting that she was having a run. It was because she was using the wrong kind of access token. So token free classic. You see, this is the last one I created, and I don't remember. I pushed it somewhere. Okay, I think there's a place where I can see it. Let me just check my phone to see, but I don't want to create many access tokens. Someone said I have been trying to join the body group and it's okay. I thought someone was trying to join. Please hold on some second. Let me just see if I can still access it. Access token. GIT. Sorry. Access token, GIT, access token. I'm checking my phone, I saved it there. Okay, I've seen it. But I'll have to type it out. settings. Okay. I hope I'll be able to type all this. Let me just use the notepad. Okay. Uses access token GHP. So your access token should start with a GHP. GHP underscore NT GCG NTG CG 5 6A TRW 8H I think this one is I, or is it one? Let me see, one. It's one. 1 N X J C H V 2 A B 2 P. Okay, so this is the access token. So I hope, because it is case sensitive and all that, so let me just copy and save. Okay, so let's okay, so now let's so normally you just click on generate new token and then click on generate new token classic. Okay, and then you'll be able to generate and name it whatever you want to name it. I named mine ALX and that's it. So back to GitHub. Okay, back to the terminal. Let me cd dot you can just do cd and then shift this to take you back to home. ls. It took me back to home on cd dash ls. Yeah. So we want to create a repository. Okay, so we'll just use that to go through the task and go through it. Okay, so we want to deal with this git branching, and then we'll use that. We use one stone to kill two birds. Okay, so you should be able to know what git clone, which we'll do now. Touch test. This one is just create a file called test. Git add test is saying that you should only add the file called test and add a commit message, and git push this origin main saying push it to the main origin, which is the master. Master is also used as main, that branch. So this one is just talking about the branching. So if you are doing git push, it is going to this automatically. You don't need to write this again. So except you are on another branch though. Okay, so so to create your personal access token, we've done that, right? So that's the GHP. It has to look like this. Okay, so step 2, create your repository. We've done this, right? Okay, so come down and then open your web terminal. We have it open, and then you now clone it. Okay, you clone your repository. Like I said, repository is like folder, and you want to clone that folder. Where's our repo? Okay, let's go back to home, your repositories, and then we have this one, right? New Git. That was what we want to open. So once you've created your repository, you come back here. It says now you write git clone. So say git clone and then https. Is it like this or / before dot? Let me see. Sorry. Yeah, dot before //. So double colon // I pasted my personal access token. What happened? No directory. Maybe pressed enter straight. Just copy this. I think someone is trying to join. Okay, so git clone, yes. So git clone http your personal access token, and then the rest you can even find it on GitHub yourself. So http, and then okay, you can just do like this, copy. Let me delete all this. So once you do git clone, that thing we copied from if you are using the HTTP method, so you just git clone copy, and let me see, I think the command should be here. It's not here. Okay, so git clone copy, and in the terminal paste that stuff we copied from GitHub, and then just come here to this GitHub, add your @, come here, and then paste your access token in between. So let's copy the access token, and then paste it. Someone is trying to join us, just accept person, and then paste. I was not able to press the access token. So if you don't put the access token before cloning like this, it will keep on asking you for access token. I wanted to paste it here, but it pressed enter itself. Okay, so I only did git clone this. It will still work when we do ls, and then we have our, where is it, what's the name, new git, and look at it here. So let me delete it. Remove directory, new git. Okay, it's not empty. Then rm-r new git to delete it. Okay, clear. Yes, this is what we want to do. So let me copy it. I think there's one command here that is making it just press enter itself. Copy. supposed to paste it here. I hope it doesn't do that again. Okay, good. So git clone, copy that link from GitHub, and then in between just put your access token, and that's what we were given here. And then don't forget to put @ here, okay, and then you press enter. If you don't, it will be asking you for password and username. So for password and username, in case you do that mistakenly, you have to be pressing it whenever you want to push, and then whenever you want to pull. So if it asks you for password, put your password, and then your for username, put your username, and for password will be your access token, and then enter it. So I hope this access token works, because I typed it out and I couldn't the screen, it was a screen record, so it wasn't clear. So back to terminal and then press enter. Cloning, so it worked, right? So ls enter, then that's new git is already there. Okay, so good. So now if we go back to, let's cd into new git. Press enter, ls, list the content of new git. There's nothing inside, right? So we'll do what? Create a readme, a good practice. So emacs readme.md, enter, and then I'll say this is a repo for branching and ALX task on Git. Okay. And then we save this and exit it. So if we list the content of new Git now, we have the readme file. Then we can push it, git add, we can say git add readme.md, or git add everything that is inside this directory. Okay, it's only readme. And then we say git commit. Let me accept the person coming. Okay, the person has left. Okay, where are we? Sorry. So git commit -m. Are you guys following? Are you guys following?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
Alright. Git commit the readme file, and then git push. Sorry, git push. Password for. Why is he asking for this? See, this is the nonsense you guys used to receive. I'm facing it now. Okay, git.
That was exactly what I was getting.
Yeah, I get. It's majorly because of errors with this access token. The access token that causes all this. Git add, git commit. But if it still repeats itself, I'll just create a new access token and git push. Okay. Password for this. Okay. Please use dog HTTP getting started with the remote. Okay.
Well, I don't know. Is it because you're actually using like the same token for
No.
to
You
create
can use a single token to create.
Okay.
multiple record. Yeah, I think it's because my token. But if it's wrong, it's not supposed to clone it. That's what I'm thinking. Okay. So since that is what Git wants to do, then let us just show Git that we are more powerful than it. So let's just be fast. Let me just quickly create it. So number from 51. That's it. One, 51, approve. Okay, I've approved it. And access token name, branching. Okay, expire in 30 days. Okay, good. You can just check all this. These are that your access token will be able to create a repo. So these are access to what your link can do. So let me just check everything. You should be able to delete packages, admin, blah blah blah. Your access token should be able to do all this. Create a gist, create access notification, delete repo. And just select all. 1, 2, 3. Generate token. Okay, so this access token will only appear to you once. So once you close this page, it is gone. So let me just paste it here and come down. Okay, so let me separate between this and this. Okay, so that's the new token, and then come back here. Let me reload this page. You see, I just reload the page and then it disappeared. Okay, so your repository. In order not to, let's just create another repository. Branching slash tags. Branching and tags. Okay, so create repo. Yes. So we have this, so we just say cd dash ms, so git clone https your access token at continue with the rest at github.com/google/version. Copy it and paste it and then enter. Okay, so let's try it now. ls. Okay, so let's cd into, where is it, branching task. ls. So branching tags, let's wait me for it. branching and let's add everything. Let's comment that. Can you see it's done now, right? Hello, Bimbo. Thank you for the one online lecture. Yeah. Okay. Are you guys with me? I'm sure I'm lagging now. I had a call. Am I lagging now? Hello?
Hello, we're here.
Yeah, we're here.
Okay, I'm back. Okay, so let's check our GitHub to see what happened. Let me reload this page. So as we reload it, we see that the branching task repository now has a readme file that we just pushed. This is the readme for the branching and ALS task. And then defaultly it comes with a branch called the master. So this is where our main code is going. So let's just create some file, and then we'll switch branches and then merge branches, and then I think that might be all. But pending that time, let's just go through the ALX task as well, so we can round up at the same time. So we've done all these, we've created all these, we've created a readme file, and then we said you should call it my first readme, but we called it something else, and then we pushed it. And then once you do your checker, once you clone the repository, put a readme file inside with this right commit message, then you are done with this one. Okay, so the next one, it says create a new directory called this in your ALS book. So you enter that directory and create a new directory. So let us also create a new directory called this, but not inside our ALS because right now, but inside our branching task. Someone wants to join, so please kindly mute yourself. Thank God. Thank you. Well, let me just mute you. Okay, good. Cancel. All right, thank you. So where are we? Back here. Okay, so we want to create a directory. Make directory, and the name of the directory should be this, and then press enter. And then once we list it, we have a readme and a directory inside it. So once you do that, make sure you include a non-empty readme. So it's telling you that readme should not be empty, that something should be inside. Okay, so that's what it's telling you. Like I said, every folder you should put a readme. Okay, and then at the root of your repository and in the directory. So it's telling you that a readme should be here and inside this place, and we have our readme already inside this branching task, and then so we just need to put readme inside this ox blah blah blah. So for me, because I want to work faster, I can just copy that readme and then paste it inside ox just git. And if I list it like this, I have it here, and if I move to that ox dot git and list what is inside, I have, oh, where is it? Oh, Simio. Yes, now I'm correct. See the copy. Yes, I'm correct. What's now happening? We are supposed to have it here though. ls-a. Okay, anyway, let's just create the readme here as well. Emacs readme md. This is the directory inside our cloned repo. Okay, so our OXO Git has a readme file. Our branching, let's go to the branching, cd dot dot, and list it. Our branching also has a readme file. So if we do that with this, check your code, you'll be done. Okay, so this one, it says now inside this place, now you move to this place, you create directories, these 3 directory. Okay, so create bash and C and JS. So you move to this place, right? cd this, we have a readme, so you create directory, and then the directory will be bash, C and JS. You can create 3 directory at a go, and then once you list the content, you have these 3 directories. So let's clear, and then ls. Okay, so once you create that 3 directory, it says create empty files. So look at it, this C is telling you that this is the file, and then this C is the directory is coming from. Okay, so you create C is fun inside C, and then inside JS you create main.js and index.js. Okay, so C is fun, you create it inside C. So you now move to C. Let's move to C first. Okay, when you do ls, I can create a readme, but because they said we should not create readme, so I'll just create a file, an empty file called C is fun. Inside C, we are inside the C. Okay, C is fun. If we list it, we have C is fun. That's C. Then we'll go back outside, list it, and then go to JS, cd JS, and then would create a file, index.js, and what, and main.js, main.js, create a file, ls. So if we list the content of JS, we have these 2 things there. So back to the project. So create a file, bash alx, create a file. So inside bash we'll create a file alx, we'll create a file school, but the file alx with these 2 lines. So alx file should have this bin bash, and then this echo this, and then this one should have this. So we'll just go to bash, create alx, create school, and then we'll put this thing inside it. First line will have this, second line will have this, first line will have this, second line will have this. Okay, and then we'll have it like that. So cd outside, and then list it. We are going inside bash now. Okay, so cd bash, if we list it, you see that there's nothing inside, so let's clear. We have to create 2 files, touch alx and school, right? If we list the content of it, you have the alx and school. So inside alx, so let's use Emacs because we've been using Emacs alx, and then we can write this content inside. The first line will have this, so let's just copy and then echo alx. Okay, I think almost everybody are feeling sleepy already. To paste, what is that command to paste again? So in on Emacs, Control Y. Okay, kill is empty. Okay, so and then the second line will be what? Sorry, echo ALX. And then Control X, Control S, Control S, Control C, and then that's Emacs ALS. So our list the content. Let me delete this ALX. Remove ALX. This. So if we list the content, we have ALX and school, and then if you cut ALX, it should contain bin bash and echo ALX. Okay, so let us clear it. So it remains the school. So Emacs school, and then school should have bin bash too. Hashtag / bin / bash, and then the second line should have echo school. Copy, then like this, and then X to C, and then if we list it, and let me remove this. If we list it and cut what is inside the school, you see we have this, and then if you cut what is inside the ALX, we have this. So add all new files to Git, and then you put this commit message starting to go today. So to add everything that is inside. So now if you want to add it, remember that it is everything is inside this ox01.git. So if we only push from this bash, it will only push everything that is inside this bash, which is these two files. If you do git add and git push from here, so it will not push those files that are outside, these ones. So if we push from inside this place, we only push the ones inside. So we have to come outside so that it can push everything that is here. Okay, so because this is all we worked on this for that particular number, then we do git add dot git commit -m, and our commit message so cool, and then git push. Okay, so once we do that, and we reload this one, we should have the new folder, and the new folder will contain all those things. Starting to go to this open, starting to go to this open, all that. Okay, so I'm getting hungry, like crazily hungry. Okay, and then you run your checker, and that will be all. How many do we have left? Okay, and number 3, I guess. So we still have 3 more after this. Okay, now this is where the branching comes up with. So a branch is like a copy of your project. It's mainly for adding a feature in development, collaborating on the same project, with not breaking your entire repository, not upsetting your co-workers, right? So for this project, create a branch called update script, and in the branch create an empty file called so please kindly mute yourself. So we have to create a branch called update script, right? So does anyone have questions so far with what we've been doing? Does anyone? Is there any question? Do you have any question? Anyone with question? final question? Hello?
Yeah, hi.
Yeah.
We are here. If there is any question, we will bring it out.
Okay,
You can
good.
continue, please.
Alright. My back. Sorry. I had to stretch my back. Okay, good. So, let's go to the branching. Okay, so let's see the dot. So we are in the root of our repository that we created, which is inside our repository now. We are inside. So, yeah. So, to create a branch, so we are told to create an empty. Where is it? Okay, in this project, create a branch called update script. So let me just copy this and then copy, and then so you say git branch. Okay, you can do -b, but the -b is not necessary like that. But I used to use this -b and then the branch name, and then you press enter. Okay. Okay, it's bringing different. I don't know. Okay, maybe because I'm using web terminal or non-switch. Okay, it doesn't help. Okay, so just do git branch and then the name of the branch you want to create. Okay, update script, and that should work. Okay, so let's clear our screen. So that's it. So you can create as many branches as you want. Just do git branch and then update script. So if we now want to switch to that branch that we, all these are in our main branch. So if we want to switch the branches, okay, then you do git checkout, okay, and then the name of the branch. So we used to have our master branch or main branch, and then we can have other branches, right? So if you look here, this one is on our master. Okay, git checkout master. I think main is used, but let's see. Already on master. Okay, it's telling us that we are already on our master branch. But if we do git checkout update script, yeah, so it will switch us. We are switched to the branch update script. So we are on the update script branch now. So you see that update script branch also has that main branch content. So anything we do on this update script branch now, yeah, it will not affect our main branch. Okay, so by the time I do git push now, on git we'll have that second branch automatically. Okay, and then anything we do here would be showing on that second branch, until we merge it with the main branch. It won't show on the main branch. So once we merge it with the main branch, and then once we switch to main branch on, which is the master branch, then it will be showing. Okay, so that's basically it. So if you have any questions so far on that too, let me quickly know before we move ahead. Does anyone have questions? Hello.
Oh, I'm good. I think we're all just
Okay. Just okay. So let's say we are done now. We want to know if we don't, because we have the same files. We don't know if we are on master or on update script. but we want to know, we just do git branch and then press enter. You see that it's telling us that we are on update script, right? So if we want to go to master, we'll do git branch and then master. Sorry, a branch name master. Oh, sorry. Oh, what happened? Git, it has created branch. It has created a branch called master for us. Okay, yes, now I'm coming. Yeah, let me just accept the person name. I'm coming. Okay, ls. So git branch, to know which branch we currently are. We are on update script. So I want to switch back to master. I think you do git branch master. Can accept this person too. Okay, git checkout. Okay. So git checkout git branch. Okay, git checkout master. Switch to, okay, yes. So git branch. Okay, so now if we want to create a new branch, right, you do git branch and then the name of the new branch. So we did git branch and then update script. So it created a branch called update script, which will duplicate all the things inside master and put it in update script. Yes, fine. Okay, now we are already in update script, but we don't know if we are in update script or master. You just do git branch and then without any name, it will tell you which one you are currently are. Okay, so I did git branch and it shows that I'm on update script, so ignore this one. So I now did git branch again. It shows that I'm on update scripts, right? So I now did git checkout and then the name that I'm switching, or you can say git switch. I think switch is also is what I wanted to remember before, which I had to check. So you can use git switch master, so it's to switch to master, and then git switch update script is to switch back to update script. But instead of that, you can also use the word checkout to switch. So I switched to master here, and then I now use git branch to know if I'm on master or if I'm on update script, which shows that I'm on master. So let's go back to update script. To do that, we'll do git checkout update underscore script, right? Yeah, switch to update script. So let's check. We just do git branch. So we are back to update script. So do we understand this part? Hope I don't want to confuse you, so I hope you get this part so we can continue. We're almost done. Today's class actually took very long. It's too long. Even me, I think I'll be sleeping by now. Okay, is anyone there? Should we continue?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Good. So let us clear our screen. Git, let me accept the person. Git branch we know the branch we are on. We are on update script ls. So we have copy of what is on branch on update script. Okay, so now let's continue. So create an empty file bash 98. So inside bash we'll create a file called 98. Okay, so that's what we do now. Inside we'll create a file, empty file called 98. Let's quickly do that. So cd into ox the git and then ls, then we'll cd into bash and then ls, and then we'll create an empty file called 98, right? And then ls, so we have our 98. So let's set this person. So we've done this one. So update bash alx by replacing echo alx with echo alx school. Okay, so we are adding this alx, we are adding school to the front, okay, in our branch. So just which one is it? Still bash? Yes, alx. So let me accept the person meeting. So emacs alx, and then we'll add alx school, right? Alx space school, Control S, Control C, and then that's that. So our alx on our update script branch, cat alx. See, we have the alx school now. So let us clear. Which branch are we? We are on update script branch, right? And then ls. Okay, we are inside the bash. So we've done this, Update school with the school is open. Okay. Update this one with the school is open. Echo the school is open. So emacs school, and then we come down, echo the school is open. And let's delete this one. Yes, so when we cat school as well, we have the school is open. So let's clear. Which branch are we? 1, 2, 3. You're on update scripts, right? So let's go. So add a commit message to the changes my personal work and push this new branch. So we have to add it and then add a commit message. Okay. So we have to add it and add a commit message, my personal work. So you just git add. Hey, sorry, my personal work. Okay, I'll just type it myself. So we worked. All our work on this is on update script and is on bash. Okay, so we can do our pushing from here. So git add everything, git commit -m, my personal work, right? So now work. Okay, -m. So to push this, you see, it says that you are in update script, and then the commit message is my personal work, and then on update script to deletion, done two deletion, you've inserted two, you worked on three files, and then this is much information. To push it now, for update script for branches, to push branches, we are given a tip in order to push. So if you check that tip, it's loading, pending the time that one opens. So this page now says, perfect, you did an amazing update in your project and it's isolated correctly from the main branch. So you are updating your project, isolating it from the main branch, putting it on update script. Wait, your messenger needs a quick fix in your project and it needs to be deployed now. Okay, so let's go back to this place. This one is to push for origin and master. I mean, sorry, someone is trying to come in. Where is it? Okay, so you do git push and then you put two names. Remote name, I think this one will be your main, and then your branch name. Okay, your main name and then your branch name. So you do git push origin main, a branch name, a remote name, for example, origin. So you just do git push. You can just do origin update underscore script. Then we are done. So clear. Let's go and check GitHub to see. Is this the one we are working on? Okay, that's only master, right? So F5. You now see we have update script on this one too now. And then if I move to update scripts, update scripts will have more files than the bash files. For update scripts will contain 98 ALX and school, and if you click on school, the school has echo the school is open, right? The school has echo the school is open. So if you move to the master branch and we open, you see school only has echo school. So we've isolated the master branch and added something to it without touching the master branch. That's what the branch does. Okay, so we've done that. So change branch to main. You have to change the branch back to main. So we now want to update this branch. Okay, so let's take it step by step. Change branch to main. So git branch, git checkout master. We are switched to master to know git branch. So we are now master. That's our main, right? So we've changed back to main. So let's follow the next thing. It says now update the file bash ALX, that's the ALX inside bash, by replacing echo ALX to echo this. So ALX, we go to ALX inside bash, right? So ls, you see that we only have two files here, but in update script we have 3 files here now, right? I think so. Yeah. So go to emacs ALX, enter, and then so we delete this one. And paste this one. Alright, so we've done that. if we cut ALX, you see it contains that now. So clear ls. So we've done what they told us to do here. So delete directory.js. Remember that the update script still have directory.js. So let's go out, cd dot ls. This is where we see js. So remove directory if it and js. If js is not empty, it will not work. So he said it is not empty, then we'll now use this command rm-r js, then that will work. If we list it, we don't have js again. Okay, so after that, commit your message and push to the origin. So it add everything, yes, and then git commit. If they give you a commit message, you can use their commit message. If they don't, you write. So we said hotfix. And then git push. You can also do git push origin master as well, or git push. That's why I think we saw that git push origin master somewhere else before we now do git push origin. So we've done that, and then if we go back to our listing, let me close this guy. We go back here and do F5. Reload the page. So our master does not have JS again, but our update script still has JS. Yeah, right? So once you do your checker, you should be done with this one as well. So let's go to this one. With number 4, number 5, number 6. This number 6, we've done it. It says create a .git ignore file and define a rule never to push these files. So he said create this file. You can just do it with touch or Emacs, right? So touch.git ignore, and then create a rule to never push this file. So inside it, you just write this. This is a file. This is a file name, right? So just write this symbol inside, and then that will make sure it's never push this into it, and then just do your checker to check it. So we are left with 2, number 4 and number 5. Let me see which one is simple, so we can take it off and then deal with the hardest one. Okay, let's see number 4 now. Okay, of course you can also work on the same branch as your co-worker, and it's best to if you keep up to date with their changes. For this task and only for this task, please update your this one they are trying to use git pull. Okay, so this one is very simple. Okay, so we're almost done. Just 2 questions and then we are done. Okay, so it says that I think people have even asked questions about this, and this is saying for this task and only this task, please update the file readme.md in the main branch from github.com. So you go to GitHub and add something to this readme.md. It's the only time you are allowed to update and commit from your GitHub interface. So in ALX you are not allowed to be editing in GitHub. You do everything in terminal, but this is the only time they are giving you the advantage to do that. After you've done that in your terminal, get all the changes of your main branch locally. So you should download everything you change in that readme, put it on your system locally, something we've done by doing git pull, right? And then create a new file up to date at the root of your directory. So you now create another file inside your terminal, and then inside the file write the command that you used to pull this readme.md, which is just git pull. Okay, you write it inside. and then you add this file and then commit it and then check. Okay, push to origin. So so where do we start from? You go here, and then it says you should edit it from the main branch, right? So you go here, and then we are in update scripts. You go to master, which is the main branch, and then the readme.md, you edit it. Click on this place and edit. Right, enter. This was edited from edit.com. Okay, and then updated readme.md from GitHub. So this is our commit message, and then we save it. So if you go to our terminal now and do ls, this okay, not this one. So we are in this place. Let me clear the screen. So this readme.md now, okay, so if we do ls, if we do cat readme.md, you see we only have one line of code, okay, and now we have 2 lines on GitHub. So for us to call that in, we just do git pull, and then if we do ls and then cat the readme again, you see that we have 2 lines of code now. Okay, so that's just that part. Okay, clear the screen, go back to this place, and now create a file called up-to-date at the root of the directory. Root of the directory means inside that main directory. Okay, up-to-date, we'll create it with our hand, and then in it write the git command that you used. Okay, they want to know if you did the right thing. So ls emacs, creating a file up to date, and then enter, and then just do git pull, sorry. So we are done. Cat up to date, you see git pull, right? So let's clear our screen. Once you are done, you have to push it with the commit message how to be up to date in Git. So git add git commit with the message how to be up to date in Git, and then git push. Then that's it. Once you are done, run your checker, and then you'll be done with the task. If we check, it's on master, right? We created the file. Let me just reload this page. Okay, so up to date, right? Git pull. Okay, so that's it. Okay. So the last but not the least, which is going to tell us about merging this one. Now we want to merge it with this one, and that's the last but not the least, and we'll be done. So do we have any questions so far before we touch the last part? Because I've just been doing it on my own, and it feels like you guys understand already.
We will try our best to. So if there is any question, we won't
Okay.
hesitate to ask on the WhatsApp page.
All right. But so far so good. Do you understand what has been?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
it seems getting to the end, we are kind of rushing through, but as well.
Okay. I was rushing. Okay. Sorry. You should have just brought me to attention, and I would have reduced
Alright.
my pace. All right. So so the last task, but not the least, is number 5. So collaboration is cool, but not really when you update the same file at the same time. So imagine I have a list of files. Let me cd into the ox.git and list it. So let me cd into bash and list. So let's say I'm working on ALX, right? Someone is working on school, right? And then we push together. I pushed it to GitHub, he pushed it to GitHub. I can download what he did, he can download what I did, right? Fine, nothing will happen. But let's say I'm now working on ALX and someone too is another person is working on ALX. There's going to be conflict between between that particular file, because when I push it to ALX and I push ALX to GitHub and he wants to put that same ALX to GitHub, GitHub will get confused and won't know how to comprehend that data. So you have to sort it out yourself. And how do you do that? You then, when you want to merge, let's say he has pushed it. Once you want to merge it together, GitHub would merge everything, his own code and your own code, to now be inside that same file. Then you can now delete what you don't want and then push it. So that's what we'll just do now. But in cases where there's no conflict, ALS did not give us example for that one. So for that one, you first go to your main branch. You make sure you are on your main. Let's see, git branch. We are on our master. Good. Then you just say git merge, and then the name of the branch you want to you want to merge with. Okay, merge with. Okay, so once you press enter, I don't want to press enter, I don't want to merge it yet because it will disrupt that task. Okay, it will merge what is here with what is here, as far as there's no conflict between two files. As far as probably there's an extra file here, then it will merge it to put it here. But if there's a file that both of them both have and they contain different things, that is what ALX gave us as example, as task. Okay, so that is it. So let me clear this place and ls, and so let's go. So it says to illustrate that, please merge the branch of this script to main. Cool, all my changes will be now part of the main branch, ready to be deployed. Blah blah blah. So you will see a merge conflict between bash ALX, and the reason is because, so they said you should, is there a place where it says you cd into bash? Because I remember it said cd into bash. Are we in bash? Okay, we are in bash already. I think from the last task we're in bash. Okay, anyway, so we are to merge it. So what we're going to do is what I just explained, which is branch, git branch, enter. We are in master, right? So good. So if you want to merge this one to this one, the thing is, if you do ls and if you do cat alx, you see we have ALS school is so cool, right? And then if we switch the branch, where is it? Git checkout update underscore script enter git branch to know if you are in that branch of this script. Yes, ls. And then if we check what is inside ALX, it is different from each other. This one is the main master is having ALS school is so cool, and then of this script is having just ALS school. Master doesn't have 98, so if we just merge it, 98 will go to master in this place because master doesn't have. But master is having ALX school is so cool, and this one is having ALS school, so there will be conflict between this ALX file, so let us clear back. So we have to just merge and then we'll resolve the conflict. ls, so git check out master git branch to make sure that we are on our master branch, and ls. Okay, good. So git merge, we are on our master, we want to merge update underscore script, yes. So he said conflict, merge conflict in this automatic merge failed conflict, and then automatic merge failed, fix the conflict and then commit the result. So that's all we want to do now. We want to fix the conflict and commit the result. So there's a conflict between the two. So as you can see, you have conflict between two branches on the same file. Your goal now is to resolve the conflict by using the version of the branch. So they said you should use what is inside of this script. They don't want to use what is inside master again. They want to use that ALX code that is inside of this script, right? So and push the result to the origin. At the end, you should have all your work from the branch of this script, new files and two updated files, and all latest main commits, blah 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 blah. So what that place is telling us that, you know, those extra files that we have in update script, once we merge it to the main, we are supposed to have them on our main as well. Okay, so that is what we want to do now. We just want to resolve conflict on this. So to do that, I think we're gonna do git status. I'm not sure, I can't remember anymore. Git status. Okay, so once you do git status, you'll be able to see what is wrong. So it says that it has added 98 and then it has modified school. The reason why it modifies school, if you note, school 2 is also different, but the thing is, the difference is an additional, let me see, I think an additional word. So there's no conflict between it, that's why it merged it. Let's see the previous. So ALS school is echo school, and then why? Okay, the school is open. I don't know, I can't remember, but I remember that there's no conflict between this school. So the only one that has issue now is this ALX, the ALX file. So it has committed this to this 98 is not in master before, so it has added it. this school is in master, but I think what was it called? It was modified without conflict. Like there's there's an additional stuff that doesn't interfere with master, so that's why it said modified one. Okay, and let me see. You have one match to fix conflict around the git commit. So you have to fix the conflict. Use git merge abort to abort the merge. Okay, so it is only this ALX stuff that is we're having issue with. Okay, so to fix that, merge conflict. Okay, I'm trying to remember the check the code. I think I wrote it down. Can't remember it. I think git commit will just work. Fix and run git commit. Let me just quickly check Google on my laptop. It's just one last command that we need. Okay, git can't remember. Why is this landing? Git conflict fix last command. I don't want to I want to just try what is right at the right time, so we don't waste too much time. Git conflict fix. Oh, okay, so let's see if we have if this one will have the last command we need. Does this have it? Git div git checkout git. I'm not sure git mixed or something like this. Yeah. Git merge conflicts. Okay, I don't know, I can't see it yet. So let me just try what I wanted to try before. So git commit, git git status, git. Okay, I remember. Let me just check. Please hold on a second and let's verify. I did the command on the video. Git. Please hold on. Okay. Coming cd. Hold on a bit, I'm coming. Okay, yes, I just got what I'm looking for. Thank you. So now, remember I said you have to fix the conflict, right? So the thing is, it should have merged the content of the file together. So let us list the file now, and then emacs alx. Yes, can you see it now? So what it's telling us is that update script has ALX school and ed has ALX school is so bad, and they said we should leave this ALX school, right? So you just come here, delete all this line of code, delete this one as well, Yes, and then save it. Yes. So let's now do our git merge again. Git merge update script O2. You have not concluded merge. Okay, we have not concluded. So once you are done with that editing that I just did, okay, so don't run this command, just do git I think commit I'm not sure if it will have a message. Let me just do fix. I'm not sure. Okay, git push. This is not what we are supposed to see, something else. Okay, let's see if it has worked. I think there's one more prompt that we're supposed to receive before that. Where is it? Git. We are master, and let's see the bash. Okay, it has worked. Look at the 98 here. Look at the ALX. It has echo school now, and look at the school. It worked. So let me just explain that one more time. Okay. Oh, someone is trying to come in. We're almost done. The person left. So we are done. So let me just explain. I don't want to clear this thing because we will not be able to see that prompt again. So far, the branching, the update script has 98 ALX and school, right? So we switched to master because we wanted to merge, right? And then we are on master. When we listed master's content, we see that master has only ALX and school. This one has 98 ALX and school, right? Master has ALX and school. So we then git merge update script. We want to merge this 98 should be included, and any other thing we've added to this two should be included to this branch, to the master. And then what we did is where are we merge it, and then it said there's a conflict that it has merged it detected a new file 98. It modified the file called school, but the file called ALX has a conflict in it. There's a line. There are two lines that are the same but have different content in them. So I then went to the ALX, okay, because Git has already merged it, but there's a conflict, okay. So I listed it. I went to the ALX file, and then I deleted that extra lines of code and retained what I want, okay. That head and that script, you delete it, and then you retain what you want. And then once you are done with that, just do your git commit, because that's what they said. They said fix the conflict and then git commit, okay. So we fix the conflict, and then you do git commit, and then I call the commit message fix, and then I git push, and then I'm done. Okay, so once you are done, just come here and check your last code, and then you are done with it. So if you have any question, let me just quickly entertain them, and then we'll be done for today. That's it. Wow, this meeting is like a non-ending meeting.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate.
Yeah.
Really appreciate.
So, if you have any question, you can also. I'm recording the class, so you can. It's too long, but at least you can. Thank you, and you can check it out and see. I think most people will be sleeping by night. Almost, I think 2 a.m. in Kenya already. So any other question? Any question? You can unmute yourself now. You can shout if you want to shout. So if you have any question, you can let me know.
Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah. Welcome. Nothing for now, right? So on Monday we're going to be having EMAS task. So if you have not done it, you should be able to do it right now. You're going to be having the GIT. If you have not done it, you should be able to do it. And then you're going to be having Vagrant. So I'm going to make video on Vagrant because that it's the reason why I have not installed Vagrant here, because I want to make a video on how to install it on this computer. So I'm going to make the video, so in case anyone is having challenges, I think it's going to be straightforward, but I know people still used to have issues when installing it, so I'm going to make video on how to do that and upload it. So we'll be using that. So it's always, Vagrant is optional and it is a 200% point. So if you can have it, it will help you, and it will help your grade for that particular month. So I will advise you to just try and do it. I think that will be all for now. I see you guys tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
All right now. Bye.